Yes.
There we go.
Unless you've passed out.
Welcome to space.
Well, yeah. Space.
Hi, space.
Space high fives, everyone.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm gonna do a space high five.
Oh, hang on. Very that's gonna be it's gonna be super topical in like when this comes out in like three weeks or whatever.
That GIF will never die.
No, it's a good GIF. I appreciate that GIF. Whoops. Show if nothing else, it shows my dedication to the Blorg and my showmanship.
Very true.
And shows was his not dedication.
Well,
No, he was so dedicated he didn't even see the high five.
yeah. For those that are not watching the Blorg Solara streams on Paradox Extra,
You should do that.
Twitch.tv/Paradox Interactive. You should, because I'm in it.
Yep.
Being really good. So go watch that.
He just wants some fun.
I mean, after you watch this, of course. What are we doing?
Or both at once if you want.
Okay, well, yeah, in space. Hi, we're in space. There's
Space.
burning up spaceships above the planet that the Mechanicus are slowly trying to repair. You guys mostly died last time from standing in front of a gun cutter or taking a psychic blast full strength point blank in the face.
I didn't die.
No, I think
it's true.
Not, for
I
once.
think most of us were
I
fine.
just had a nap.
I mean,
Well, a
if
few of
we
you
go
died.
by mass and psionic potential, most of us died.
Yeah, but that's insane. No one does that. You base it on is the captain alive? Yes.
The wizards are always the first to go.
Yeah.
It's true. First rule of
Well,
combat.
that's not true though, because IB's character is the first to go. Icarus.
Yeah.
He's a numbers wizard.
Yeah.
To be fair, that
He's a
one
math
time,
magician.
I think the problem the last fight was that Holt didn't bring a red shirt. So if he had,
I didn't bring
it would've
Stubber as well. That was why.
it would have gone a lot better.
I
You
don't
were
think
hitting-
Stowe would have
you were-
helped.
You were hitting the maximum level of mass the teleporter could transport anyway, so.
Yeah. I assume we've got, but we managed to get out, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You left with some amazing piloting. You took your little shuttle and flew the hell away.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to put everybody in med bay and interrogate the dude we got. We got to ask him nicely to tell us the info.
Right. And we have a nice, fancy little battle map that shows the current state of everything.
Yeah.
in war now.
So cool.
This is not at all concerning. The fact that there's a map. But I mean, I'm guessing the basic stuff is who's actually really injured.
Skuzel and Grunty were both pretty injured.
Yeah, we'll
I
be
was
out for a
unconscious.
couple of days.
Yeah, Icarus was also unconscious, so he'll need
Okay,
a
so
bit.
no one really important for the war effort then.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know the main. Yeah.
I mean, me and Anadar are fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I feel like the trick is to not get shot.
Like the person that makes all the guns work is out, the person that knows where all the guns are is out, and the person that is the telephone is out. But other than that,
I don't know how you feel, Anadar, but I think there's a lot of people here that are overestimating their contribution to the war effort at this point.
Yeah. I mean, there's twice as much
definitely
Americans
was.
there used to be.
But the situation is, or at least our assumption of the situation is that out of the 4 possible chaos threats, whoever was on the battleship hopefully went down with the ship. The Psyker, we assume to be dead.
Well, yeah, he did kind of get turned into a pile of poop.
That's true.
Go.
Anadar disintegrated him. Everybody saw.
And that leaves the tech priest and the whatever the thing in the power armor is.
Space Marine.
Yeah. Well, it might just be some dude that found it and is running around with it, but let's assume it's a space marine because
Yeah,
it probably is.
Yeah, now that we know that they're coming from Orf World.
Yeah. So what's the since we have this? I mean, we have this map of the current the current status for Engel and Kremark. Is Nelpon, is that the neutral city, neutral country?
Yes, it was.
We
It
landed
was.
in. Okay.
You need to smooth them.
I mean, they're neutral.
Get them to join.
No, the problem is that if we get them to join, I then have to deal with 2 countries when I'm like, let's put a planetary governor in charge.
Well, you're gonna have to deal with
Do a
all of them.
Yeah, you
planetary
have to deal with
council
it anyways.
instead. Just have a couple of people.
I guess we should go have a talk with them. What's the? I mean, do we get any immediate reaction over the fact that the Psyker is dead? Like, do we notice anything?
So, I mean, it's not been long enough to gauge
Yeah.
what sort of effect it's going to have on the war effort. It's right now we're going to say it's been like a day or 2, and you guys have starting to rest a bit and sort of regroup yourselves now that you've taken out this Psyker.
You're being
on
a bit of
this-
a robot. Okay.
On this battle map, could you put a marker down where we killed him, just so we know where that had been?
Oh, yeah. Let me put a special marker.
Now you're sounding fine again, by the way.
I pulled my microphone a little closer to my face.
Yeah, I don't think it's your microphone because it's roboty, not. It's not
interesting.
coming out. Yeah.
Okay, I'll throw this marker. Okay. Yeah, I think you guys can see that it's a little red skull.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Put that up there.
killed the Punisher there.
He's dead.
Yes.
He died.
Yes. So that's where that was. So, yeah, I mean, you've got the Mechanicus here with you, or at least the Skitarii are here with you.
Yeah.
You have an incoming set of Space Marines that you're assuming are supposed to be here in, let's see, what date are we currently at?
Imperial
We're at,
Guard?
The Spice
yeah,
Marines.
excuse me. The Spice Marines, yeah, the Spice Marines, Imperial Guard.
Spice Marines.
They should be here. Where did I mark what day it is? They should be here in another 12 days.
Is that how the mistake happened? Icarus has got a Cockney accent. It was like, get me some Spice Marines. And then the guy on the other end is like, all right, found them, got them. This must be what he meant.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't surprise me if.
I mean, it was Sigmund, so.
Yeah, I mean, both of those people can do that. So just from a gameplay, not gameplay, but from a force size perspective, out of the current ongoing battle locations, if we
Yes.
were to put in the Spice Marines in most of them, are the skirmishes small enough, or however you want to phrase it, that they would do a big difference?
Oh, I mean, yeah, you have a full battalion of Marines coming. So, our Imperial Guard, a full Imperial Guard battalion coming. That's plenty enough to turn the tide of at least one battle
Yeah.
that you throw them in, wherever they are.
Mhm.
They'll be well trained in, their current level of technology. Right now, the Kremark soldiers have current level technology, but they're not crazy well trained in it or anything. They're still using their old
Yeah.
battle tactics. It's just straight up tech advantage that's good for them at the moment.
Mhm.
That's what they have going for them. And now without that Psyker there, you're at least assuming there won't be any more weird demon creatures in the battle anyway.
Which will certainly help.
Yeah.
Yeah, except for from the baby psychers, but they're not really all that dangerous.
I'm just scared of the baby psychers just fucking up and releasing them and then having demons roaming around being like, ooh, I ate my baby psyker and I'm gonna eat you.
That's always a threat.
Okay, so
So are all of the Kremark forces outdated with current day tech, or is it like more of a core force that has this stuff and the rest of them are just using regular stuff?
All of them have laser guns at this point. They've all upgraded to that. As far as some of the other tech, it's more just some core forces that have like fully upgraded sets of equipment. There's, they've got a few squadrons of gun cutters and whatnot flying around, but it's not their entire air force that's fully upgraded like that. They're still using some jets and similar aircraft, same as Angle is. They've got a few upgraded tank squads, but overall they're still using same level tank technology as well.
Well, I'm guessing we should help and coordinate the fight, considering we probably have, or at least Anadar has more war experience fighting with current tech than the poor Engel forces have. And at the same time, I guess I should go talk to the Nelponsians just to see if I can get them.
Excuse me, it's Nelpanese.
I was gonna go Nel Pony.
No. We should also talk to the prisoner we got before he eats
I
a
guess we
cyanide
should-
pill
yeah, I
or bites
guess-
off his own tongue or whatever he's gonna want to
We
do.
should go talk to that guy. I might as well do that straight away.
You captured just a regular soldier, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Correct? Yeah.
he
Okay.
was just there. And he was just there and we ignored him for the entire fight and then dragged him into our shuttle.
Right. Okay. What are you gonna ask him?
Well, are we gonna say hi? Tell us everything.
Everything you
about-
know.
Yeah. About the. First of all, I want to know where he was stationed, what he was doing, and if he knows anything about the other two leaders, the guy in the Space Marine and the Tech Priest.
Okay. You're gonna need to give me some sort of intimidation or interrogation roll. And
Well, I was gonna charm him, but I can try and I can intimidate him.
you can try charming him too if you like. Sure. I'm going to say charming an enemy soldier is negative 30.
Lead with the carrot first.
Okay. Let's. Could I could use intimidate with fellowship, right? If I wanted to. I have been before, but maybe it doesn't.
No, you can.
I think
Yeah.
you can.
You can use intelligence,
Well,
strength, or
let's-
fellowship.
Let's start with charming, because I realize he's in a very odd position. I'm sure he didn't realize their planet was part of a much larger empire of man in space, and all of that. I mean, it's easy when you don't have all of the information to make a lot of wrong choices, and I mean, he clearly made that, and I think he knows that based on what his leader, the guy who attacked my employee, well, I guess my priest, I guess, and I'm sure he's seen many horrible things. I want to set all of those things right, so I would love it if he told me everything he knew.
6 degrees of success. Wow.
I'm really fucking charming.
Well, that would have been minus 30.
Yeah, so it's 3 degrees.
3.
3 degrees of success. Okay. Let's take a look at the stats on a regular soldier. Here they are. Soldier. Okay.
He's going to roll a 1 and he just ignores it.
So his stats aren't amazing. So no, he massively fails. You beat him with a good 4 degrees of success there. So, sure, he starts spilling everything that he knows. He was mainly assigned as a guard to Istrabog, who's the
Yeah.
one that you know is the Psyker. That's what his name was. He was drafted into the military along with just about everyone else in the city that he was in. He's fairly terrified of most of the things that he's seen. About the tech priest and the space marine, he hasn't had a lot of direct FaceTime with either of them. He doesn't really know much about either of them. He doesn't know their whereabouts or anything like that. He does know what he tells you is that the war shouldn't last much longer because the apostle has arrived.
Oh, has he seen the apostle?
He says no. He's only heard the rumors, and he heard what Istrabog was talking about.
And when did the apostle arrive? I'm trying to fish for if the apostle might possibly have been on the Chaos ship and then teleported down, or if they started talking about the apostle before that.
From what he tells you, you believe that he was on the Chaos ship.
Poop.
That's a good sign.
Okay.
So what's the deal with the apostle then? What's his deal?
He says he's their leader. He's the whole reason they're doing this.
I guess.
Okay. And does he know what because it's an apostle? Has that apostle been like prophesized to do anything, or what's?
Basically, what you get from the soldier is that his arrival is supposed to usher in the great age of Kremark on this planet, and they'll rule the entire world and live like kings.
What's he an apostle for? Or two? What's he apostatizing?
He doesn't
good.
know.
Okay, but is he? I'm making sure to record this on some type of vid.
Yeah, sure.
Thing. So is he saying that once the apostle has arrived, Kremark will take over the whole planet?
Yes, that's what he's saying.
And what will happen to those that don't bend for the apostle?
Oh, they will be destroyed.
Okay. Interesting. Does it? Well, I'm not. I don't think I can.
You just take that to the no ponies.
Yeah.
We should ask if that's a religious thing people have known about for a long time, or if that's new.
Yeah.
They've been awaiting his arrival for over a year or longer. It's been a while that they've been waiting for him.
Okay, but not like hundreds of years religious deal. Okay, yeah,
No.
so he's a fucker then. In my estimation, that dude is going to be no good.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if we can get anything else out of him. I can't think of anything other smart to ask, really.
Just put him in a box for now.
Oh, what was Istebog in charge of? Since he was his guard, what were you guys? What were they usually
training
doing?
psychers.
Actually, yeah, he was training psychers. He was leading sort of the central focus of the war effort.
And who was his second in command? Since he's now dead, who'd take over that charge?
His name is Astral Vonner, and he's the one that you know as the Space Marine that's been running around.
What was his name?
Astral Vonner.
So these names, Istebog and Astral Vonner, are they like? Do they sound like Dearth names, or are they Imperial names?
They are completely foreign. Those are heretical, chaosy names.
Yeah. Okay. So, but I'm trying to.
Yeah, they don't.
I
They
guess
don't
they could
fit
have
with the planet. No.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And does he know where does he hang out? Are they in Trailstott or?
He's not sure where Asthal would be. He says that he's usually somewhere near the fronts of the battle.
Okay.
And let's go in the other direction. Did Istrabog have a boss he spoke to?
He knows that he communicated with someone, but it's not through any channels that he ever saw. He's assuming it's psychically somehow.
Okay.
That
Should ask
could be
when they
the
arrived
boss.
here.
The Chaos people, when did they arrive?
Yeah.
They were here for about 4 or 5 years before the actual war started. So they've been here quite a while.
Oh. But the war has been going on for like 100 years, right?
Yes.
Oh shit, we got their helicopter.
Huh.
So they've been here 100 years, or they've been here before it turned?
They've been here for like over the 100 or so years that the war's been going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they've been here a long, long time.
I'm guessing they must have just gotten the production line up in the STU.
Yeah, the STC.
STC.
Up and running like the last year then, because that's when Engel started seeing the new and improved stuff, right?
Correct.
Yeah, somewhere around then.
That's when the tide turned. Okay.
Why did it take them so long to get the battleship here, though?
Well, it also just could have been going back and forth like it.
Yeah, and also
Who
like
knows?
we know that we couldn't use when we were in the buried battleship, we couldn't communicate out very well. And it might be the same thing, that they've been here for 100 years, but they haven't been able to actually send a signal to out off the planet for like 100 years, and it took them that long to get everything working again.
I'd assume the tech priest could rig something up.
There's a lot of factors.
And
Yeah,
it's
and I mean,
been a lost planet, and that could be that just nobody had been to this area of space, but also maybe it could have been in a warp storm or hidden in some way, or just somewhere
And
made it
also,
inaccessible.
This planet has a tech level that's like similar to Earth. Imagine Earth looked very different 100 years ago. So it might be a case of there might not have been enough energy for them to use their things.
Yeah.
So it took them a while to put a demon in a battery and get everything going. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Thank you very much for that. Is he aware that he's being corrupted by chaos, or no?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't seem to understand that at all.
We should get a priest to yell at him a lot,
Yeah, we should get someone to explain it to him.
teach him a lesson.
Let's so he can repent. Well, I guess he'd repent by dying, but I don't care about that. So, I am debating. Okay, so I would like to have a bit of a think about what the how the rest of the planet would react if I sent out this interview over the planet as a propaganda message to make sure that everyone knows that Kreemark are fucking insane and they'll destroy them all.
Okay, so you want to know how you think the rest of the world would react to it?
Yeah.
Like you're going to show it to Angle and Kreemark and Nelpons, or?
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily want to show it to Kreemark, but since I have the opportunity of blocking out all of their communication and send out my own communication, essentially taking over TVs or whatever they have. I mean, I'm in a position that, as far as I know, Kreemark can't do the same.
They haven't so far, anyway.
Yeah. But I want to, before I do something like that, I want to put some feelers out and see if that would sway public opinion in the neutral countries towards Engel, or if everyone would just be, well,
Capitulate.
Yeah. Or everyone's like, ooh, an apostle, that seems neat.
Well, it depends on if they are, already leaning towards chaos or not. You don't really know much of the state of Nelpons. They didn't seem like it when you were last there. So
Yeah.
if they aren't, then it would probably be pretty good for you. They might end up joining the war on your side.
Well, I guess I should go talk to the Nelponsians before I release anything. I can at least show that to them and see what their reaction is.
What do I think of his plan? Just kind of stepping through it.
You can't use logic for a communication plan like this. This is empathy.
No, but I can look at the state of.
You can't
Like,
look
are you
either
even
way
conscious?
feelings, Merrick.
Yes, I'm very much conscious.
Yeah, I jabbed him with something that it's probably no good for him.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll get over it.
So okay, using
Like,
logic.
is the idea sound?
The
at least?
idea is sound because it's going to present to the Nelponese, however we want to call them, that even though they're remaining neutral, it's not going to last for very long. They're going to be drawn into this war one way or the other.
Well, I can't guarantee the reaction, Captain, but the idea is sound.
Thanks.
The theory works.
Is there any point calling up the Inquisition and going, is there anybody who refers to themselves as the Apostle a lot and is a big deal about that? Because I'm pretty sure like every Chaos dude calls them that, but maybe there's one in particular who's got a big head about it.
And I mean,
we could ask them for
some names.
information.
We have Astral Warner as well.
That's true. Yeah, we got a name.
We've got the symbols that were on the guns that we don't know anything about.
Yeah, let's see if we can ask him.
Okay. Scoozle, you're gonna have to send out a message.
Someone go poke Scoozle. Wake up the telephone.
Well, I mean, can't we just use the Astropath Choir?
Yeah, like there's plenty of other astropaths.
That's true. Yeah, you could.
This,
Colt is
unconscious.
grumpy.
yeah.
Oh, he's fucking dead.
I mean, he's conscious at this point. He's awoken.
Unless I
again.
want to be unconscious.
That's true. If you prefer to be unconscious, you can stay unconscious. And your power armor is going to need to be fixed. It's got a giant crack in the middle.
So I'll let Grunty handle that. Or Merrick.
Okay. So, one of your astropaths in the choir then sends out a message asking for information from the Inquisition. You give them the signals, the symbols. You give them the names that you know and the people that you've seen on the planet and what's going on. They respond back that it seems like this is a group of heretical space marines chapter called the Word Bearers. If they're talking about an apostle, they probably mean one of the Dark Apostles, which is the leaders of the Word Bearers. Going by the name that you gave them of Astal Vonir and Istrabog, they're aware of these people. They've heard these names before, and they confirm they're definitely part of the Wound Bearers, which means that the Dark Apostle they're working with is probably named Azudel.
Lovely.
And I mean, you should be incredibly wary of him. He's incredibly powerful.
Yeah, but how charming is he?
He's actually very ridiculously charming. The Dark Apostles are master orators. They're known to sway whole cities with a single speech.
Supernaturally charming.
That's
No,
actually
I finally mentioned that.
that's actually really good to know, because that gives me another reason to blank out everyone's communication if they start sending stuff.
Yeah. The big man's like, rise up.
Unless he can just do it psychically.
Yeah, but if he could, he would have done it already.
I mean,
'Cause that
maybe he
seems like-
blew up on the spaceship.
Maybe he wants to do it TV. Maybe he thinks that's cooler. You never know with these guys.
Yeah, I know. Well, I guess I'm gonna go talk to the Nelponsians.
We should go. So what's the word bearer's deal?
Yeah, while you guys find out more information about them.
Yeah, we'll go to the library and look it up.
Ask them what they're called.
What are called?
The no ponies.
What? They're called the Nelponians.
We'll go with Nelpanese.
Yes!
Well,
Anime is real, and it is my friend.
well, I'm gonna go down to the Nelponians.
You're just gonna call them the wrong thing? They're gonna be very upset about that.
I don't think so. I'm from fucking space.
Doesn't matter what they're called because they're going to be called Imperial citizens in 3 weeks.
Exactly.
Okay. You go back. You already met with the president.
Yeah.
Once. Her name was Kalida.
Mm-hmm.
So are you showing her your video? What are you doing?
Yeah. Well, I want them to realize what's been going on. So I give them a status update, and I explain some of the things, and that where we come from, there's well, I mean, corruption, or however you want to explain it. Basically, Kremark is, based on the intel we have, which we have no reason to distrust, Kremark is looking to take over the whole planet and basically kill anyone who's not part of this apostle business now. And then I assure her that the apostling is not really something we deal with in the Empire of Man or such. So it's a power grab, and they are brutal and horrible in every way. And while I do appreciate that being neutral is usually a really good thing, in this case I don't think you have that option, at least not for very long. And then I show them the tape and make sure that the Kremarks are horrible in every way.
Okay, let's see here. 76. She tells you that while she understands this position and has no particular love for Kremark, she also doesn't really want to be under the rule of Engel. But even so, they're afraid that if they were to join in the war on either side, their minor military would not be able to actually defend their own borders at all, even if they began striking out, and that they would almost immediately start, losing cities and have no. But basically, they wouldn't be doing any good here. They'd just almost immediately be taken over. Is what they're worried about.
Well, it's not a question. It's a question of striking out and defending what's yours versus not doing that and just being gobbled up by Kremark in a few months' time. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And you can either sit in your cities and pretend that it's not happening, but it is. If you help me in the same way that Engel is helping me to push these back, at least we have a fighting chance. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, or even, and there will be losses, but that's what happens when you're fighting a war against something that wants to eradicate everything you stand for, which is what's going on here. Now, I have forces, highly trained forces, coming in hopefully a few weeks' time. So there will be an opportunity to strike back against Kremark from another position and cut off their supply lines. And then, hopefully, my team will have an option of taking out the leadership of Kremark. And if we are able to do that, we have a pretty fair shot at actually eradicating the threat. But
Okay.
we can't do that if they're not helping.
Give me a big charm roll for this.
Okay. No, I'm on the... I need to go to the player save. Charm.
4 degrees of success. Yeah, okay. You've successfully convinced her. She will offer what military they have to enter the battle, but she's going to need to begin coordinating with Angle about what they want him to do.
I realize that it's a difficult thing to ask him for her to push through. So if she needs help convincing, basically, I'm going to stick around and help her convince the other people that need to be convinced.
Okay.
If they have to. Because I assume our plan, unless they push really hard, our plan is to wait for the Spice Marines, right?
Correct. That's what you were planning. So yeah, you take a few days and you go through, some battle plans and the logistics of everything with the Nelpanese leadership, and you convince them that the best thing for them to do is to join in the battle on Angle's side.
Hooray!
So you're good. You're good there. Your Spice Marines are supposed to show up in, let's see, now 8 days. 8 days now. And the Mechanicus Skitarii that are here are also available for combat as soon as you're ready to begin launching attacks.
No, damn. What's their what combat readiness do they have?
Do they have fighters?
Yeah, but I'm like,
They're
at the same level as my ships, and I'm talking about actual feet on the ground here, or are they actually, would they be useful other than the fact that they're Skitarii and a lot scarier than, say, normal low-tech ground troops, regardless?
Oh, they're stronger than standard Imperial Guard for sure.
Yeah, they're
much stronger.
They're the next best thing to Space Marines, essentially.
I meant, do they have actual craft fighters?
They only have ground troops with them. They have a small ability to have spacecraft launched from their ship, but their ship has been highly damaged. They lost a good amount in the battle with the Chaos battlecruiser, and the ones that they do have are mostly bombers anyway, and wouldn't be good for. They're space bombers. They wouldn't be good for an atmosphere.
We have no air.
We need anti-air.
Yeah.
Well, Angle does have a number of jets, but they don't hold up incredibly well versus the gun
cutters.
Yeah. Do we have any type of anti-air that could shoot down gun cutters?
Angle has some anti-air troops, but they haven't proven themselves incredibly effective against the gun cutters.
The Skitarii be able to whip something up from what Angle do have? Maybe spruce it up a bit?
That's incredibly possible, yeah.
Yeah, it depends heavily on what kind of supplies the Skitarii have. Are they, how exactly are they willing to put themselves at our disposal at this point? Are they working who's in command, I guess, is what I'm asking.
Okay, so basically you have control of the Skitarii forces as long as the goal that you are working towards is getting to the STC underneath Trollstad. Any side or peripheral combat here is not anything they're going to help with, but they will help you go straight up the middle, right to it.
Yeah. Yeah, but if we present our attack on the STC as a infantry-based attack where we cut off the Kreemark's supply lines, like here, and so on, and then push forward, is that something they would agree with, or are they basically saying once you get here, we'll help out?
They're not only going straight for Trollstad. They'll help you get up there as much as they can, but they're not so much concerned about any of the rest of the politics on the planets. No one cares about liberating some city down here, something like that. If
Right. So as long as you can clearly say, getting this will help us get to this,
Right.
they're fine. But going, getting this would help boost morale, and they'd be like, yeah, but this instead. Okay. Do they know anything about the word bearers? Do they have anyone who's got big info on them?
They have some minor information, but it's not anything that you wouldn't have already heard from talking to the Inquisition about it. You also are supposedly waiting on a few other Mechanicus troops and at least one ship from the Inquisition, which is going to show up sometime within months from now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I can get together with the other eggheads on the Adeptus Mechanicus ship, and we'll see if we can figure out something against those gun cutters.
Cool. And I think that's a good place to say goodbye to YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
YouTube.